Otiende Amollo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to join my colleagues who have congratulated the committee because I think they did their work speedily, they did it openly, and they have made recommendations which are reasonable.
Order, Honorable Member for Kahawa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I actually support their recommendations in terms of the names that they've approved, and in terms of the name they have recommended not to be approved. Mr. Speaker, I have no specific issue with any of the recommendees. I know there are some, like Fred Outa, with whom we served in, in politics and was rejected as a CAS. We have people like Caroline Kamende, who recently ran for president of LSK and was not so lucky. We have Ezra Chiloba, with whom we had a run-in when he was managing politics. And we have others like Josh Maangi, with whom we went to the Maranda National School. Now, but having said that, Mr. Speaker, I think the point made by the chair is crucial. Diplomatic appointments are very important because they are the face of Kenyans out there. Most times people have not known who we are, and the person we post there reflects who then we are. So when we reject a person, it's more serious than even just appointing someone to serve within the country. I know as a house, we've even approved people who've not gone beyond class 8 to be cabinet secretaries. But those are our local mistakes. Let us not export our mistakes out there. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that it is also important that we ensure that there's consultation. We ensure that this thing is thorough. So while I support it, I have three concerns, Mr. Speaker, in terms of Article 232, and the report is silent on it. First, Article 232 requires that there's the face of Kenya in all these public appointments. In this entire report, it does not capture for any of the nominees their ethnic or regional, extraction. And I think it's purposeful so that it hides the imbalance in the entire list. If you look at the list as it is now and add to the earlier list of appointees, you'll find there's a serious ethnic imbalance. I am happy that where I come from, there appears to be, I only know one, but by name there appears to be 2 out of 25, which comes to 8%. Going by the tradition of this regime, that is actually an improvement. But it should not be so. It should actually be much more balanced than that. Mr. Speaker, secondly, in terms of Article 232, it requires that there's transparency, competition, and merit in all appointments. In this process, we know that we received the names from the president, but nothing stopped the president from opening these things to competition. The committee should have captured that in order to get more meritorious Kenyans, and not just those that they will reject, this thing should be open to competition. And thirdly, prior consultation. The fact that someone can be nominated and brought to this house by the president and they reject, it means there was no prior consultation at all. That is not a good show in a country like ours. That brings me to my last point, Mr. Speaker, and that is the last recommendation, where they are asking us to resolve that all nominees will undergo vetting, and secondly, that all those who had been posted without vetting be recalled. Mr. Speaker, we do not need that first part of the resolution. That is the Constitution. The Constitution is clear that anyone will be nominated, brought to Parliament. So we do not need to repeat what's in the Constitution. But on the second one, we need to be careful. Our power is to vet those to be appointed. Once you are appointed and you have that substantive office, I know of no provision of the Constitution that gives us power to look at you. Their option is to have the president cancel those appointments and then we can appoint others. We don't have power to vet those already appointed. I support generally the report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Turkana, is that Akuja?